Okay. Heck, I got microwaved. It's a thing. Anyway, so and at this point, now that I'm connecting this line, we should be seeing, or we should see, are you kidding me? They're wired backwards? Well, that is why we double check. They're backward. All that work, they're backwards. Boy. Alright, this time I'm going to wire it normally, I think. Because the cross method is very extraneous and difficult. Well, maybe not. Maybe I will stick with the cross method because yeah, I mean that wasn't too bad to take off, and it was definitely on there. No questioning that. Yeah, so they're backwards. They did. They rev. They really rev. The trouble is, it was revving in the wrong direction. So my negatives are positives and positives are negatives, and it needs to be the other way around. Try just yanking on this. Nope, that's actually bending the tab over. Wow. I have to stop streaming for a while. If it drops again, I'm just going to stop for a while. And I'll just keep working on wiring because I know this is boring, the wiring part. Not a lot of people care about electrical. Is that actually twisting it tighter? Or is it loosening it? It should be loosening it. Yeah, loosening. There we go. There's that line free, that line free. And I don't know if this line's going to come free or not. Let's see here. I would like to point out how bad an idea this is. Because that's live. Like really live. So you want to be extremely careful when doing this and very sure that you do not touch the other line when you are doing this, because you can give yourself a nice little 6-volt shock if you're not careful. 6 volts is nothing, but it's good practice because 6 volts, it may be 6 volts now, but tomorrow it might be 120, and trust me, you don't want 120 in the chest. Done that before. Not a lot of fun. Really wakes you up. Straight 120 in the chest. Not fun. Come on. This one actually is coming apart the easiest out of all of them. So yeah, that was wrapped. Yeah, that was wrapped this way. Okay, so flip and multiply. No, sorry, too much math. And if you don't know that term, wait a week. You'll know it. All right, so let's twist those together. I'm going to do this a little differently than I did last time. I'm going to go like that, and we're just going to leave that one open. We'll do the same thing on this side. All right. That should be revving in the right direction now. What? 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 I'm confused. Well, which way is it supposed to go then? It won't take a dart from either. No, it's not the dart. Brand new, granted zombie strike dart, but zombie strike dart. Ooh, just crossed lines there for a second. Not good. Which way is that supposed to be twisting? Yeah, this way. There we go. Through there. Here's this line. Okay. Since it rejected it the other way around, this has to be the right way. And now I feel silly because this is the way it was wired before. Okay. I don't know why this line was backwards, but it was. Should be like that. And then should wrap together like that. Okay. So then we should see that it takes this dart. All right. That is the correct direction. Where did the dart go? More importantly, do I have another dart? There we go. All right. Yeah, Mel? You want in here? You do? Right now? So this is why you always test things before you solder. And go let a cat in. Yeah, Mel? Went in here? Went in? Yeah. Okay. Meowie Cat is in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Let's see here. What is going on with this set? We will just... Yeah, we'll just... This particular short lead, is a little funky and stuff. Set this one over here. There we go. It's a little messy, but it's not too bad. See if I can do a better job with the actual cross wiring on this. Yeah, that's much better. I'm thinking this side will probably attach there. And this side will go back here because this side looks a lot better for doing what I need it to do, which is this. Let's not have that go over there. Wrap this one over like so. Okay, these two. I mean, one of these should go through this hole, but whether or not I can get it there, I don't know. So what I may do, I might just try and see if I can get this smaller one to go in here. Let's see here. Come on, little wire. You know you want to go through that hole. You know you want to go through that hole. Come on in. Live stream. Not really. I had James in here. Doing it off my phone for the first time ever, and it's going quite well. It was great until you turned off the microwave. And then I lost wireless in here, but other than that, it's worked pretty well. You came in for something, right? Didn't involve your computer? Okay. Now she remembers. I already did. He was meowing because my door was shut. He doesn't like closed doors. I got the fairy tale theme song stuck in my head now. For no reason. Maybe it's because I watched Fairy Tale once. Maybe that was the reason. Like, not even recently. It's just I watched it once in my entire life, and that was, I mean, really, that's all you need for a fairy tale. Just once. Well, when I say once, I watched multiple episodes. So, think I've seen through the third season. However many seasons they have right now that are English dubbed, I've seen because I watched them on Netflix a while back, and Netflix only had English dubbed. And when I hit the end of the season, I was like, oh man, I really wanted to watch more of those. And I found out, oh, Netflix doesn't have all of them. So, yeah, I still need to go back and watch this. Here I am starting seasons of other anime. My Hero Academy. Y'all? What is Buddy's problem? Hmm? Does Buddy just need a people? Is that what Buddy needs? Oh. Let's see. Yeah, that's not going to work on this one for sure. So, twist these together. Because that's what happened over here, basically. A lot of small wires and lots of twisting, and you're really not missing much here if you can't see what's going on. Which I don't know if you can't see or not, because I haven't looked over at the camera in a while. Okay. All right. I think we're ready for another test. Oh, you know what? I think one of my motors is spinning backwards. I think that's what it is. I think that's it. One of them is spinning backwards from the other. Okay, that's easy to fix. Sort of. Yeah, I think it's this top one is spinning backwards from the bottom one. I think I put it in backwards on accident. Yeah, it did. Oops. I'm not getting that out just to flip it over. I'm just gonna cross the wires over and call it good. Let's see here. Oh, that's pretty close. Can I pull it out? Ooh, I can. Totally pulled that out of there. Okay. Now this side. Sorry, I'm doing this with two streams here instead of one. It was meant to be all one, but it didn't happen that way. There we go. And now untwist that. Brilliant. Straighten that out a bit. Cross that one over this one, and ooh, don't let them touch. Don't touch them both with the same finger, because don't want to do that. Don't touch them both at the same time either, because you can still send electricity through from the other, though I think at the point there's no electricity going through it because, well, there's partial electricity going through the negative line, not the positive, because I don't have the switch closed. So, let's see. Yeah. I like that a lot better than my usual wiring setups. I mean, there's a lot more I could do to this electrically, and I realize that, but I'm not in the mood to do it right at the moment. And I don't have the money to do it right at the moment. What was that? Not good is what that was, probably. Are we happy now, Kitty? Because you get to go and be in an open window? I should get him on video. He's wild. That's what he is. He is a wild cat. My cat Midnight, that is. He's been in a few of my older videos. He hasn't been in one in a long time, though, recently. Yeah, recent video. All right. That sounds better. Jeez. Okay, I think that's serviceable. It hit my fridge really hard. Dang. Definitely cleared the barrel, no question about that one. Okay. Which, that was a little bit of an issue I was having, was barrels not getting cleared. Move the camera for you guys. See if we can get it to shoot. It works. It fired. Granted, I was just feeding the dart in, but we know that it fires. Let me grab a clip, make sure that that's all working properly. Let's see here. What do we got? 25 round drum, that'll do. Alright, put 25 in. It's not fully loaded, I should add. Oh. I only have 2 rounds in the drum, and I didn't put the clip guard in. So that's important. Okay. Nice. There's no barrel drag on that. Well, or very little. It's considerably louder. And my cycles on those motors they're a little rough, but they'll get better in time when this thing becomes a lipo machine. It's a lipo machine right now. Okay, so I think we're ready to do some more soldering and putting the clip retention here back together. Oops. I've got this really beefy spring from Home Depot because I've got a Home Depot nearby and that works for me. Really beefy spring from a Home Depot spring pack. That will hold clips in place now all on its own, provided they're not too heavy. I think the best it could hold is maybe an 18, more likely a 12. Okay, so now we're going to do some soldering. Again, this stream has mostly been soldering. Wire wrap. Okay, so we're going to see if we can get my solder to melt here. Right here. I want it mostly on the center and nowhere else. Because I think I might be able to cut down some of this wire over here and still retain all of its strength. I don't think I'll need, yeah, and I just tested this as well. I don't think I'll need a door, motor cage door, because these are in fact 130s, not 132s. I think the old Fangs were 132s. Perhaps that's what it was. So I've heard rumors that these are 132s, and I've heard that they're 130s, and I never knew which one was right. But I can confirm that Fang revamps are 130s. Come on. I realize probably very not recommended for Fangs to be running on alkaline batteries. That's what I've got right now. That went through all the way. Oh yeah, that definitely went through all the way. Didn't quite go through this wire though. Come on, heat up. There we go. Okay, managed to get my indirect soldering to work. Finally. Ooh, hope you guys could see. Got my knee on the charging cable. Okay, so these for sure I can clip. I'll go ahead and do that now, which you cannot see. There we go. Go ahead and clip this right there. And right here, the pros do this as well. Look at when you look at pro stuff, they do this. They will solder first, cut second, rather than the other way around. I'm going to throw some more solder on those. Indirect solder like this. Indirect is actually a lot better than direct because indirect allows you to put solder through the wire rather than just having it on the wire. That a little closer to you guys. Ooh. Gotta be getting close now. Come on. Heat up. I think we're getting close. Oh yeah, we're getting close. Okay. Uh-oh. Come on. Want that solder free. My solder got stuck. All right, I'll direct heat it for a second. All right, what's going on the other side of this? Ooh, it's hot. That's what's going on over there. Okay. Like that a little better over there. That looks okay. Go ahead and that needs to be screwed down. That. I don't think I quite soldered that one well enough. This one should be good though. Come on. Okay. So it's fairly in there. I'll put an X in there because I feel like it. Okay, so that slack needs to be pulled into the grip area. There we go. Much better. And we'll just like that. Much better. That's out of the way, and that one's out of the way for the most part. Yeah, this area needs to be, the solder needs to go through. So I'll just heat it up some, and it'll go through. There we go. That's a little better. And then this spot over here, which you guys can't see, just plain needed more. Because of my wiring technique. Goodness. Okay. Still good. Alright, I think we're finally ready to maybe start playing around with the revolver mechanism again. Because the revolver mechanism was off by a bit. Wasn't feeding quite correctly. There we go. Seals up nice. Like it was never there. Put our screws in. I'll tighten them down at the very least. I'm going to drop the screw down here. Probably did a couple hundred of these around. I think I can find a replacement. I need to drill through there and there still yet. Let's throw that bad boy in there. Okay, switch screwdrivers because that one's a little too big for that hole. Yeah. Come on. I don't think that screw is going to work in that hole. Will work in this hole though. Different screw. Alright. And now we find out just how good it is. A little less stock. Nice. Someone went behind my monitor. Okay. So, Cataclysm. It shoots. Oh, hi, buddy. Hope you didn't step on that iron. It's hot. It shoots now really well. The question that needs to be, well, not the question. What needs to be done now is the revolver mechanism needs to be dealt with, in which I need the revolver. So where did I put it? There we go. Okay. A lot of people were confused about Cataclysm and its true purpose, why it exists, why it, anythings. So Sorry, Darth Mike. Hi. Just saw your message. Wasn't looking at messages, really. I was looking at soldering. So, one of the things that Cataclysm will be able to do in the future, hopefully, is actually fire half-length darts. Because of this revolver mechanism, not only can it rear load darts, because it is a strong arm mechanism, not only can it rear load darts with domed heads, but it should be able to fire half darts, theoretically. And it should be able to do it pretty well. Now, the issues I've been running into with this have been getting it to line up right, because it has not been lining up properly. Let's see here. Perhaps if I put the bipod up, that will help. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done to Cataclysm. It is definitely still in its prototype phase. I'll crank up the camera real quick. Did I get the wrong one? There. Alright. Okay. So, one of the issues I've been having is right back here. The revolver's not been lining up with the firing mechanism, which you can kind of see on the side there. There you go. Yeah, it hasn't been lining up with the firing mechanism. So before I can do anything fancy with that, it needs to line up with the firing mechanism. So we're going to see if we can do something about that. I'm going to grab the firing, all of this, revolver, everything, and I'm going to line it up in its place where it's supposed to go, right there. I'm going to set it for right there, right dead center, which is where this is supposed to fit, right dead center, and yet it's not. And I think this, right there, might have been the issue. Some hot glue I had on the side. Might have sounded really bad, but it wasn't. That was pretty bad, though. That was the revolver dropping. Okay, so that kind of clicks in. That kind of clicks in like this. And what I'm doing is I'm lining up the cylinder. Come on. Oh, door just closed itself. Somebody isn't going to be happy about that pretty soon. So, should be back there. There it goes. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing the revolver mechanism and I'm twisting it until it lines up there. And I think that's where it needs to be. Yeah, it's right there. A little bit of pressure. So, make sure that it is there. And hot glue. Which hopefully isn't too hot. And I think it is. What I'm doing. Okay, so I want it right there. About center with the dart. Yep, that's it. And that, surprisingly enough, is the most lined up this mechanism has ever been. Just like that. Worth noting, there is a slight cant to it. It is slightly bent towards the firing mechanism. So if anybody's wanting to give this a shot on something else in the future, you do have to kind of rotate it a little bit. And this is actually a strong arm. I'd like to point that out. This is a cut down strong arm. essentially. This is the strong arm's rotating mechanism, and the plunger would have normally sat on one side of this. Normally, I cut off the housing that the plunger would have sat in, and basically it's minimized. The mechanism is minimized. Okay, so I want this to line up with the center of that dart, like that. Oh, that's where I got into trouble. So the tip is out of alignment, I think. But the new motors might make a difference there. So we'll see about that. Oh boy. It's sliding. Hopefully if I put enough hot glue into this, it will just stay. What was that? Okay, it's getting worse. Much worse. Because now I've got hot glue. So I realized that was redundant. And not good alignment. Not straight firing mechanism. Okay, that's where it's supposed to be. Yeah, I think the tip needs to pop out of there, and I think it needs to come closer. Okay, how's that? That hovering in place right about right about there. There is a little bit of play in these clutches, and it can be annoying. Why? Oh, don't tell me there's glue